Hello, Group 1. Welcome to MH Tarot and to your reading. I'm so glad to have you here. So I'm just thinking that I will get into your message right away. You chose the hibiscus as your main flower to represent your main energies. And what I'm getting for you, Group 1, is that there is something about you, something that you have that is right now in a concentrated form, okay? And what it needs is another medium to integrate with so that it gets diluted. And what I mean by that, why I'm getting that message for you, it is most likely that there is a quality that you have. It could be like a characteristic, it could be a mindset, a gift, a skill that you have that you haven't tapped into quite yet. You most likely know about it. You could even have experienced it in some ways that have been a little bit too much. It could have put you in some circumstances or situations where you having this quality or gift was overwhelming for you. So that is the concentrated form, that there is very, very much of something, like being very concentrated in a small space and having a lot of itself in a very contained space. But it needs something else to be mixed with, to be diluted, for it to truly find its truest form, how to be expressed, how to exist in a way that is much more flowy and much more vibrant, and to benefit you. Because this characteristic, it has the potential to level you up. It has the potential to take care of you. It has the potential to set you in a certain direction that will be very fulfilling for you. So let's take out a significator card also. I hope it made sense what I was trying to describe to you when it comes to this trait of yours. And as I said, it could be many different things what this is, but as it always is with things that are concentrated, it is that they can't really be used as long as they are very much in their natural form. They need to develop, they need to be mixed up with other things. And it's almost like when they get mixed with other things, that is when their truest form is shown and is also in a way able to be given to others. So let's see what card you got. You have the 7 star sisters. This is the Pleiadian sisters, I think. The 7 stars of the Pleiadian star system. Birthing creations, tapestry of life, expression. So here we're actually getting 3 steps that are connected to this trait that you have, that could actually be something that you have that can change everything for you, because that is what this message is about. So here we have 3 steps that we're given to us, actually very, very clear. So we have the birthing creations, that speaks to when your gift is being met by some other medium to exist in a more mature way, is what I'm getting. Then we have the tapestry of life. That is actually when your skill or gift or trait starts to influence you in a way that is telling you what direction to take in life. And then with expression, that is talking about the fulfillment of this thing being able to influence you and your life so that it can take up the space that it wants to take in your life. So we have the first step, the second step, and the third step that is simply the fulfillment of it all. And with the seven sisters being in a dance with each other here, it is telling me that right now the majority of you could be in a phase where the energies are being stirred up very much for you, because the other thing that is needed, the medium that is needed to activate your trait, to turn your trait into what it is supposed to be. Sorry, I got startled because I heard some noises, but it was just my neighbor drilling for like half a second. Sorry. Yes, so the seven star sisters here, as I said, that they're representing what you're going through right now, that energies are being stirred up for this second thing, this other thing that is part of the first step to come into your life, or to simply be, could even be as simple as you recognizing this other thing. So what could it be? What your concentrated form, because it needs to be diluted, what could this thing be that will dilute it? It could be another person. It could be a fulfillment of a soul contract. It could be you stepping into a space where you will be activated with this trait that you have. So it could be actually a lot of things. And here I will give you a pro tip right now when it comes to watching general readings on YouTube. If you want to know both, if you want to know what this trait is, and if you want to know what this second thing is that will come into complete your trait, you can take out your own decks and ask tarot, what are these two things? You could even use oracle cards that have specific words on them to be guided towards what this is, okay? So if I get like specific messages about what these things are, I will let you know. That doesn't mean that it will apply to all of you. It won't. This is a general message for the collective. So if you want to turn this into a personal reading, take out your own decks and complete my message with your own cards, okay? So I feel like I should take out an animal spirit to look into this a little bit more. Okay, so you have the elephant with greatness, and it says, love is your strength, leadership is your path, your wisdom inspires everyone you meet, you can overcome any problem, you will naturally and easily achieve success. So this is definitely something that will be part of your life path. For many of you, you will experience this activation inside of you as deeply fulfilling, as something that is part of what you're supposed to experience while you are here. And with the last sentence being that you will easily achieve success, it means that these steps, they will come in a natural way to take you in a certain direction in life that you are supposed to walk on, supposed to be on. And while you are there, the success of it all, it could be, the outer recognition. It could be the results that you get from your outside world, that it will lead to results. However, the outer things are of a secondary priority, because what will be fueling this success is the experience of being on the right path and feeling deep meaning of how you're living your life, who you are, what is happening, that there will be a sense of you understanding yourself in the box where we all are, you know, like in this space and in this time, that your existence will very much make sense to you. So this thing that is waiting to be activated inside of you, it is part of your life purpose. Let's take out a goddess for you. And we have, I have no idea how to pronounce her name, but maybe it is Lazy with Revelation and card number 29. Revelation. So this trait of yours, it wants to take you somewhere. It wants to take you to a new space and to new experiences. While you are there are much more to come for you with revelations. That is why I'm getting that this trait that you have that is waiting to be activated, it is such a huge part of your life purpose. So the purpose of its existence isn't simply to just be activated and be known by you. It is for you to almost use it as a way to create the rest of your life. Even if you're not supposed to create the same thing in every part of your life, it will still be like a mold that you will use to keep creating in your life. It will be like a guide for you so that you get to understand and know yourself on such a deep level that you will know how to influence every part of your life. So this is huge energies. This is, again, it is about life purpose, meaning, making sense of your existence here. And with revelation, it is like, it will be part of the eureka moments. One of them will be this. So with revelation, it is actually connected to the third step that we were talking about with expression, with how will this affect you when you're actually experiencing fulfillment in your life, experiencing feeling fulfilled, feeling that you have a meaning and what that is. It will just lead to further and deeper revelations that you will take with you to the other parts of your life. And you have liberation with free spirit, wild, authentic. And on the card, it says, just let me be. And you see that when she's, first of all, allowing herself to just be, and then asking that of others, almost requiring it from others to just let me be. You see how much she flourishes while she is in her natural state, while she is exactly who she was supposed to be. Things start to happen. You can see how she's grounded, but also connected to spirit, to the universe, to space, to, we could call it the infinite, something that is infinite, something that has always been and will always be. How she gets connected to that, and in this space that she has created for herself and made sure that she will be in, that is where she finds her purpose and the meaning of her life. So this is you in the activated phase of this. The activation, it will happen already in the first step, okay? In the first step of this, that is where the activation will happen, and that is when you will experience yourself in the most natural form of you. You know, to just put it simply, you know that feeling of just being, this is who I've always been. This is who I've always been, how do you say, this is who that was the purpose of me, always, it has always been. I'm losing the words here, sorry. But I think you understand what I mean, that this was who you were always supposed to be. And even if you haven't always experienced yourself being who you will be after this activation, it will be, you will always know that this is who I was always supposed to be. And there will be no turning back also with wild, with free spirit, with liberation. Once you're activated into your truest form, there is no going back. Everything that will happen after that will be part of the revelation and expression of you feeling more and more fulfilled, feeling that you are more and more fulfilling your life's purpose here. And we have creativity, card number 26, movement, music, writing, following your passion, freeing your inner child. So we have the word freeing, free spirit, liberation coming through. So there is something that you felt has been trapped inside of you, and that hasn't had the opportunity or the space to be fully recognized or fully seen, fully expressed. That has always been a signal for you to know what will happen, you know, what direction your life purpose is pulling you towards. So you can, when you look at your past and maybe every time this hasn't worked out for you, maybe every time what I was talking about earlier in your message, that this trait, this gift could have put you in some circumstances that were too much for you, overwhelming for you. The way to look at it isn't that it was a failure or something like that. It was simply telling you what is to come for you, what will happen for you, what direction you will go with this. Okay, so what I'm interested in looking into now is much more into the fulfillment, the third step for you here. Like, how will that be? What will you experience? How will it be for you to be this fulfilled, to experience your life purpose, being the core inside of you that has been waiting to be activated? On the bottom of the deck, we have the Six of Wands of success. So yeah, achieve success. That was part of the third step for you, part of the fulfillment. And we're getting the baseline energy here with this card being underneath the deck. That, like, what is underneath it all that is affecting the whole situation? And to put it simply, it is success. So this could be speaking of public recognition in some way. It could be recognition from a group of people. It is 100% you recognizing who you are in your fullest and truest expression, okay? But there is absolutely success and recognition, and you living out your life purpose in a practical way. So it's not just you like meditating and experiencing your life purpose deep inside of you and being very fulfilled by that. That could also be, and is also something that is amazing. But this is 100% talking about you experiencing that in a practical way, experiencing your life purpose in a practical way, meaning that is something you will be doing, something you will be creating also. So you have the Knight of Cups, the King of Cups. So just a little side note here, for those of you who took out your own deck to get confirmation about what these two things are, what is it that is in a concentrated form and what is it that will come into dilute. If you got that the dilution part of your message is another person, this is coming in as a confirmation about that. For the others of you, just speaking of the general message of this, oh my God, will you love who you are and love every part of your life? You will be that person that looks back on the path that you have walked on, and you will see everything so clearly. You know, every time you had to burn things down because they needed to go, even if it hurt you, even if it made you so sad, put you in pain, you will look at every mountain that you looked at as something impossible to overcome, and you're like, I still need to do it, I still need to overcome this. And then when you stood on the top and like, oh my God, I did something that was impossible, you will be that person who looks back on every part of your life that was like a fire, like a mountain, and you will be like, you know what, I would do it all again. Because first of all, like, look at me, I'm awesome. Look at what I could do. Look at what could happen to me, and it didn't change who I am. And look where it took me. There is a sense of deep purpose for you. Why this is coming in with the King of Cups. It is also that when you are in that position where you are experiencing deep fulfillment and meaning in life, it is from that position that you will be able to look back and forgive everything. It is at that point in space and time that you will be able to make sense of your past in a meaningful way. So if you are struggling with that right now and feeling like, but that was meaningless, you know what? Go with that. Don't force yourself to look at things that doesn't come naturally for you to look at in that way, because that is something that will happen in a natural way for you when you've reached the third step in your evolution towards your life purpose, okay? We have the Ten of Pentacles. Again, speaking of something tangible, speaking of something that will be part of your outside world. It is also speaking of something being given to you tenfold. We have the Eight of Pentacles coming together with the Ten of Pentacles. This could be very much something that you're working on right now to have as part of your everyday life. If it is a hobby, a project, a side business, even something as big as a career, something you want to reach. But with these two energies coming together, it is that when you reach the third level of fulfillment and deep sense of purpose in your life, it is for you with creativity. It is so that you can create something that will be able to give you tenfold back all of the time. That when you focus on it, you will get something back. When you put in effort, you will get tenfold back. So that could also be part of you, because you've healed the past, are also able to create something in a new way that you haven't been able to do before. And the last card you have is the Two of Cups, the card that symbols fulfillment, the card that speaks of true love. Again, if you got the confirmation from your cards that the dilution part is another person coming in to activate you, this is talking about, we could call it like a soulmate or someone that was meant to come into your life. Doesn't have to be love. It can be the deepest of friendships also. However, the general message here is that this is you looking at you. This is you loving yourself, loving who you are. Every second that you've ever existed is filled with love from you to you. Because why not? You're awesome, you're amazing. And that is what you will feel about you and about everything you've gone through. You will almost be in awe when you look back at the past, when you look at yourself in every fire, on every mountain, and you will be able to look at yourself, see yourself fully and clearly, and you will be like, I had no idea how beautiful I actually have been all of this time. And you will fall in love with yourself as a result of the deep healing that will come for you. Because of this, there is something you will be able to create in your life that will give you something back tenfold in a cycle over and over again. There is harmony, there is true purpose and fulfillment. And this is what Spirit wants you to know about yourself that could change everything for you. And I just want to thank you for being here. And if you vibed with this message, make sure to let me know by giving me a thumbs up. And if you haven't already, then subscribe to my channel. And again, thank you so much for being here. And I'll see you in the next one. Bye. Hello, Group 2. Welcome to MH Tarot and to your reading. I'm so glad to have you here. So I'm just gonna get into your message right away. As your flower, you chose the lily. And what Spirit wants you to know that about yourself that could really change everything, it is that, of course, there's free will, and then there is something that we could look at or view it as like a destiny that is part of our free will, actually. That there are things that will be and are put on our path that is part of a destiny, but the whole meaning of it is for us to use our free will for the highest good, for what is best for us, to serve us in the best way possible. And your message has to do with that, like 100%. There is something that has been put on your path for you to overcome. The reason for this has to do with you experiencing a major leveling up. What does this mean? It most likely means that your starting point in some area of your life was very low. When you looked at others, you could see that they were far, far ahead of you. And because of this one specific thing, you were put far behind them. Why that was put in your life was part of the destined part of your life path for you to overcome. Why? To level up. When I mean level up, I mean, if we still use the same example of you being far behind, looking at the ones that were given advantages in life that put them far ahead of you. Leveling up means you reaching to the level where they are and exceed it. You will be in a level in your life where people will look at you and be like, oh, you must have had it so easy. You must have gotten so many advantages in your life. That's why you have all of this. And the thing is, why they will look at that is because the way you will be operating on that high level that you will have, it will be like a pro. You know how you can look at something like a sport that you have no idea what you don't know any of the rules, you don't know how hard it is, how easy it is, and then you look at someone doing it, and they do it in a way where they're almost teaching you about the sport, like letting you know what to look for, how to determine or interpret things, what they are. And then you see other ones do the same thing, but they're not succeeding as easily as the pro. And that's when you understand, oh my God, the pro is a pro. The pro made it look easy. The pro took something that was hard and made it look easy. That is the level that you will be on. You can even take this to mean that the lower your starting point, the level of your starting point are or was, the higher your level will be that you will reach. Let's take out a significator card to complete your flower, to complete the lily message. If I didn't say it, because I was thinking about it, but I don't know if I said it, but this thing is part of one of the basics need we have as human beings. One of the basic needs we have, you've had a starting point that was on a low level where you most likely didn't get this need met, maybe not even at all. So that is what the lily is symbolizing. Like what are we talking about? We're most likely not talking about like spiritual evolution, or even if that is also part of your path, that is not part of this message. This is talking about something that is part of a basic need that all humans have, where your starting point was on a low level, meaning that need was most likely not met, maybe not even at all. Are these? Okay, 2 for you, group 2. Okay, so we have earth pulsing, pulse of the mother, slow down, time in nature. And we have jump in, Andromedan energy, adventure, say yes to change. Okay, let's see. We have again, like going from something that is on this level to something that is very, very, very high up. Like we go from earth all the way up to Andromedan energy. And here's the thing, if you tap into yourself right now while you're listening to this message, I know it to be a fact that you can tap into the capacity you have to level up, the capacity you have to almost shapeshift, the capacity you have to shift from one reality to the other. One example is that you could have been born into a family that were struggling financially, even to the point of being poor. Then the leveling up is speaking about you being able to fulfill your physical needs, your material needs on a very high level. With this coming through, it means that you are fulfilling your need, even if it's not a financial one. That was an example. It means you fulfilling your need and then still have a lot of that overflowing in your life. Another way to put this is abundance. You most likely know what area in life that this message is pointing you towards. If you don't know, a great way to turn this general reading into a personal one, it is to take out your own decks. and see what the cards are telling you. What area of life is this talking to you about? Sometimes it can be hard to work with tarot because of the subtle energies. If that is something that would be too much for you right now, then take out oracle cards that have specific words on them and see what they are pointing you towards. Okay? Let's take out a spirit animal. Guys, look at this. On the bottom of the deck, we have abundance, okay? You're leveling up. It has to do with going from nothing to abundance. That is a very crucial part of your life path, okay? It is for you to experience abundance. It is for you to experience how easy it is for you to meet your own needs. This specific part where you started on a low level when you started this life, you could have adopted the attitude towards that need as being like an endless pit, of being like you can never fulfill it. It never gets satisfied. It's very hard to fill it. It doesn't listen to you. It asks of you too much. You know, it could be those energies that are surrounding that because you adopted that mindset towards that need. And you've most likely struggled filling that need. But the purpose of it all, it is for you to experience how to fulfill that need in an abundant way. Let's see the other animal you got. Okay, it is snow leopard with self-reliance. And this is what the card says. You are strongly independent and often solitary. Integrity is important for your best outcome. Cloak yourself with invisibility and walk with the shamans. Use your intuition and let your life unfold in silent perfection. I love this for you, group 2. So there's a message for you that is very, very clear with this card. Something you could work on right now, doing right now, for you to start experiencing how easy it is for you to fulfill this physical need, this basic need that you have. It is to start like removing yourself from the starting point that started this lack mentality when it comes to this specific need. There was a starting point. It could have been a big part of your life that was the starting point. It could have been maybe even your whole childhood. It could have been one specific situation or one specific person that had a huge effect on you. You can release that by making yourself completely independent. And you have that ability inside of you to release yourself from the past in a way where you're almost untouched. That is why I was getting that people will look at you like you don't have the past that you actually do have. You will exude the energies of fresh, new energies, never been touched type of energies, because you have that ability. And this is something Spirit wants you to know. You have this ability, and this ability can change everything for you. As we were talking about earlier, you have the ability to shapeshift. You have the ability to shift reality completely. The snow leopard is coming through to tell you that not only do you have this ability, you need to start working with this ability to come with self-reliance. It is talking about you being completely independent from the past. It doesn't mean that you abandon every lesson that you value and that you learned from the past. It means that you are self-reliant in the energies that you carry when it comes to your needs. You decide what needs you have, and you decide how easy they are to be fulfilled. Let's take out a goddess. And you have Yai with the sun. This is one of the most powerful Aboriginal goddesses. She is the goddess of the sun, and she is always also the goddess of creation. And look at this. Underneath the deck, you have Shakti with transformation. Are you able to transform your life by shape-shifting, shifting your reality from 0 to 100? Yes, that is what Spirit wants to talk to you about. You have this ability. And this is something that you're being urged to work with right now, right away. You have this sun capacity of creation that when you let your sunbeams touch the soil in your life, then things will start to grow for you. Okay, we have number 9 on the card. It says, your energy is valuable, protect it well. Then the title of the card is the Protectress, and it also says strength, boundaries, amulet. Okay, so you've definitely gone through very, very hard things as part of your childhood, as part of the first phase of your existence here. And with the self-reliance and the Protectress, you need to put space between you and the past in a way that it doesn't have any energetic cords attached to you. And you actually have the ability to cut these cords in a way that people will never even know that you've gone through what it is that you went through, that you need to protect yourself from as an adult. And again, with energy coming through, it is some type of, even if this is speaking about a basic need as a human being, the work needed here is very much an energetic work and an emotional work, where you need to work with everything that has been stuck inside of you, stuck in your muscles, stuck in your body, to release them. And that is how you will also be able to cut the cords. So movement could be something that is crucial for this group. And with movement, that could actually mean a physical, literal move that will put much more distance between you and the physical location of where you grew up. So that could be something you've already experienced, how much it affected you in a good way to move, to not live in the same city or in the same neighborhood, something like that. We have autumn with 37, and it says bare wind, crispness, stripping away. This could be a timing. Autumn for the ones in the northern hemisphere, and spring for the ones in the southern hemisphere. You know, with the timing card coming through, it is telling you that within 1 to 2 months from whenever you're watching this video, there will be something big and great that will happen with you, that will truly, truly put the past behind you. Why? Because you will experience the true, authentic, raw power you have, that you carry inside of yourself with Yai, that will shift your reality in such a big way that you will be like, I knew this. I knew I had this capacity. I knew I could shift like this. Now let me take over my whole life. Something big will happen in 1 to 2 months, where you will experience the power you have to actually move from one reality to the other. Let me see. Let's get your tarot cards. Okay, so justice flipped out. That says a lot about you. Guys, you are completing a full circle of karma, of things that were written for you, that you are overcoming as part of your destiny. And underneath the card, we have awakening with the judgment. It's a recycle. It is a redoing, a new, fresh, by going from something old to the new. It is that part of new start for you. It is an awakening. It is a redoing, recalibrating by experiencing your power of shape-shifting. Justice is coming through to tell you that this is for you. This is destined. You're supposed to have this as part of your life path, to overcome something where you started on a low level to reach a very high level in. We have the world also. Yeah, completing a full circle. And with the world, it is talking about reaching the highest level in it. Okay, so part of you completing this karmic cycle, completing this, fulfilling this, it is you fulfilling your life path. It is you fulfilling your purpose. And it is by reaching the highest level when it comes to where you started at zero, when it comes to a need that you have. The death, oh my God. Oh, let me see. 7 of Cups. And the 2 of Cups, okay. So major arcanas with the death, the world, the justice, it is telling you, the death is centering your reading, talking about this shift. How easy is the death card? Not easy, guys. Okay, it's not the Wheel of Fortune type of changing energies, but it is one that shifts your life actually much more than the shift that the Wheel of Fortune is pointing towards. This is a completion of a complete way of putting something behind you and a complete new chapter for you. This is brand new, fresh energies where you can put the past behind you. And look at the Death card, how things are growing, how things are evolving because of you allowing this to happen, this shift to happen by putting the past behind you. Because here you're fulfilling your life purpose by completing this cycle, and by you understanding, I am here to level up in a major way. That is you, that is this energy. The world, you complete it, you reach it, that high level, you're there. It is part of your reality. And then a huge shift happens. This shift, it is what it's talking about like a month, 2 months from now, where you will have experienced the ability you have to shift realities. What is to come for you after that? It is the 7 of Cups and the 2 of Cups. So, general reading, guys. Take out your own cards if you want to know exactly what this is talking to you about. But this is the baseline of the energies for you. There is something in the past that have been very uncertain. You could even have made the assessment that maybe this isn't for me. Maybe this isn't part of my life. Maybe this is something that I should just give up on because it happens to others, but not for me. This is something you could have experienced failure in over and over again. It could have created a huge uncertainty in your life also, where you almost thought that it's worth it to give up on it because of how it feels every time it doesn't happen. That thing will be ready for you after this shift. Okay? You got the Two of Cups, the last card in your reading. The Two of Cups speaks of fulfillment, of a completion. In what? In something that is perfect for you. Something that is your perfect match. What is that? I don't know. I've given you the baseline. You can look into this much more with yourself now when you have the baseline of the energies. However, this thing will also be part of you experiencing leveling up in a huge way. Because this is talking about something that will act as a soulmate, even if it is a situation, a job, it could be a person. It is still showing up with major soulmate energies for you, group 2. Okay, so this is the information that Spirit wanted to give you that could change everything for you knowing this. So I truly hope that it was helpful. And I will end your reading here. If you vibed with the message, then let me know by giving me a thumbs up. That's the only way for me to know, but also, of course, by your comments. And if you haven't already, then make sure to subscribe to my channel, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye. Hello, group 3. Welcome to MH Tarot and to your reading. I'm so glad to have you here. As your main flower, the baseline of your energy, you chose the Dahlia flower. And this reading is all about what Spirit wants you to know about yourself that could change everything for you. And with this baseline energy coming through with the Dahlia flower, it is telling me that you're actually here, you're supposed to experience fulfillment and happiness on many levels in life. Why? Because you have that capacity to create happiness on many levels and in many areas of your life. Let me take out a significator card to complete the Dahlia energies. So you have double mission again, not just one thing, right? Many things. It says, Lightworker Starseed, serve the world by being you. So there is this energy surrounding you that has to do with your focus. And it's all good. Your focus is fine. It's beautiful. But you could be actually focusing on just one area in your life. It could be the area that you're most successful in. It could be the area that is most giving you beautiful things in your life. The message for you is get ready to experience that on many levels in many areas. You're not here to just experience it in just one. Even if it is a beautiful part of your life, even if it is the best part of your life, you're not supposed to limit it, because the energies surrounding you, they are creator type of energies. It is, you know, when something, you have one thing that turns into two, that turns into four, and it just keeps growing like this, like you putting in money in the stock market and money makes more money. That's just an example. It is that type of creation power you have. You could be right now limiting it to only one area that is working out great for you, that is giving you a lot of happiness. And the message for you is to just get ready. You are about to experience it in many areas of your life because you have that creator power to expand your happiness. Okay, let's take out a spirit animal for you. Okay, you got the unicorn. Infinite possibilities. And this is what the card says. You are the sovereign of the seen and unseen worlds. The magic of love surrounds you. Beauty transforms you. Listen to the spirits of light. Abandon the darkness. Go beyond the ordinary and become the legendary. Okay, so this is in no way like telling you that what you have isn't enough or anything like that. No, what you have is amazing. What you've decided to focus on that is giving you happiness, that has been part of you and your creative power that wants to experience happiness, okay? But you still have the message of go beyond the ordinary and become the legendary, meaning start expanding. This also means get ready for things to start expand for you. You're not supposed to only experience this in one area of your life. We have Shakti transformation, 46. I feel like I want to take out this deck together with Shakti and the transformation card. Oh, 7. Wow, okay, it says, it is safe to surrender to the good feelings. The title of the card is The Lover, and the description is Aphrodite, passion, and abundance. So maybe the number 7 is very, very important for you. This is something you can also start to look out for when it is like preparing you for expanding your happiness to more than just one area in your life. There is an advice for you, but I still feel like even if you wouldn't take this advice, it's all good. This will happen anyways. But with the message of it is safe to surrender to the good feelings, it is asking of you to allow your happiness to spread. It is almost asking of you to not, it's wrong to say to not be satisfied, because you are, and you have every reason to be, but it is still asking of you to not be like satisfied with only limiting it to one space, one area, one room. It is asking of you to allow it to expand. Allow it to grow itself in a natural way. There is some sort of you limiting it, putting a glass ceiling on top of it. I don't know why. There's probably many reasons for it. But guys, you got the unicorn. Like, that is who you are with infinite possibilities. You're doing something with your energy that is not required of you and that is not necessary for you. You don't need that anymore. You could have needed that in one time in your life. And that is why you're so grateful that it worked. That is why you give it the value that it deserves. But it's like, things are moving up, things are being stirred up for you. Let it happen, move with it, be a little bit more flowy. Let the boundaries move a little bit further away from your core, from your midline. Let it move on its own and see what happens. It could be the first time you experience yourself as a unicorn, actually, like the first time that you allow yourself to experience magic in your life, to allow yourself to have a lot of something over and over again. This could be a mindset of being the good girl, being the good boy. If you were taught that, then there was a reason why your soul chose to go in that direction, to learn that. So honor it. I'm sure you've gotten a lot of safety and security out of it. But there is a need now to grow outside of it. It is a need now, from being the good girl or boy and becoming the unicorn. That is just a badass, that is I have no boundaries. I have infinite possibilities. I'm gonna go from being the ordinary and become the legendary, that a little bit of more cocky attitude, here I am, look at me, listen to me. A little bit more. I don't mean that is what you have to do or be, but I am seeing that your energies are going in that direction. And the tree flipped out with card number 10, knowledge, wisdom, strength. So you got 2 10s here, with Shakti also being a 10. Absolutely, new things in a new way, new points of views, with wisdom and knowledge coming through. It is you getting to know yourself in a new way. You most likely know yourself very well and have relied a lot on yourself also, and that has taken you places, and that is great. That is awesome. Good job doing that. Now, what is to come? What is it that you need to know that could change everything? That is that actually you will be very soon experiencing a new version of you that is a unicorn. Okay, that is you reaching new heights, new air space where you're breathing in a new way, taking up much more space, being seen in a much bigger way than you have maybe allowed yourself. But there is it would be good for you to allow yourself to grow in happiness. It would be good of you to allow these energies to flow and to exist. But I'm still getting that will happen even if you're not aware of it, even if you're not just maybe you are very happy where you are. This will still happen for you because of this powerful creator force that you have that wants to expand, that wants to be multiplied many times. Let's take out your tarot cards. Oh, your candle went out. That is the number 10 energy. Something goes out for something new to enter. The kind of energy that the death card carries with it. But actually you got the number 10 with it, which is another changing energy card in the tarot, which is the Wheel of Fortune. So listen, guys, this will be easy. This will be comfortable. You will be very happy. Your happiness will expand and you will experience much more of it in many, many areas. Even if, how do I say, even if you're, I'm bumped into the table. Even if you would be in a situation in life where you're I don't have the time to work on this, I don't have the energy. I need to focus on this one main area in my life that is giving me so much. Do it, okay? This is happening either way. And maybe that is the most important part of your message that Spirit wants you to know. That this is happening for you. You're all about expansion. You're all about the number 10 type of energy, the Wheel of Fortune type of energy. On the bottom of the deck, we have the 8 of Swords. With freeing yourself. This is you going from, being the ordinary, becoming the legendary, you being the good girl, boy, becoming the unicorn. It is you experiencing yourself in a completely new way. And then what? Where will this take you? What will happen because of these shifts of creator, force, power, Shakti transformation type of energies that are surrounding you now? Where are they taking you? Because with the tree, I'm seeing that you're reaching new levels, new heights of new experiences. So let's see, we have the Justice. Like fulfilling your purpose. And you know what I'm getting is that you could be taking this a little bit too lightly because you're expecting your purpose to be much more complex, much more difficult. And it looks like at least one area of it isn't. One area of you experiencing your life purpose is to simply allow yourself to be happy in every part of your life. It is you just having it in a flowy way. You know how the tree, because of the system that it belongs to, of the giving and receiving, how it just grows almost in a magical way. That is you experiencing your life purpose in that way, that it will be dynamic, it will be organic, it will just almost happen for you. Okay. The Ace of Swords. Under transformation and Shakti, this is huge, guys. This is like an upgrade. This is moving up. This could actually also be speaking of a spiritual transformation of your whole inner being that is leveling up, that is taking you places, that is transforming you on your inside to actually reach higher levels of happiness and fulfillment, but still in an easy way. The Temperance card. The Death card. I was picking up on the Death card energy together with the Tens, with the Wheel of Fortune, and then Seven of Cups. What will happen for you? So, okay, let me just gather the words to put this in a simple way for you. Because look at this, like major energies with the aces that live in their own specific universe in the tarot sphere. And then with 3 major arcana cards and a minor arcana card that finishes off your reading. Okay. There is something that you deem to be impossible. That is also why the unicorn is coming through to tell you, no, there is an infinite possibility to this thing that could very much even behave as impossible, okay? What you will experience, it is a shift in 2 ways, on 2 different levels. That is, first, there is like a upgrade, activation type of thing that will happen inside of you. But there is also an outer change that will happen. When these things happen, this thing that was impossible will show itself to be possible for you, to create it, to let it be part of your path. There will be no more confusion. There will be no more back and forth, unreliable energies surrounding this, because this could be why it has showed up as an impossible thing for you before. It is almost like you leveling up on many levels, spreading your happiness to more than just one area in your life. It will make you believe in this impossible thing being possible. So it is a process, right? Also with Shakti and transformation, that is a process of you just allowing yourself to spread out your happiness. And when you do that, it will be like a seed being planted in your mind of, wait a minute, if I could experience this, could it be that what I think to be impossible when it comes to a certain thing, could it be that it is possible? This could be so many different things, you guys. This is a general reading. If you want to know specifically what this is talking about, take out your own deck. See how the cards that you pull out complete the ones that I have on the table. If you want to have even more support in this, take out an oracle deck that has specific words on it. Look into what this is. This has been part of your path before, but could have shown itself to be impossible for you. So get confirmation through your own cards. That is a perfect way to turn this general reading into a personal one, okay? So that was your message, Group 3. What Spirit wants you to know? It actually has to do so much about easiness, how easy things actually are for you when it comes to happiness, creating happiness, and allowing happiness to create more of itself. That is the core thing of your reading, but there's also one specific thing that will be a direct result of you spreading out your happiness to many areas in your life. Okay, Group 3, I will end your reading here. If you vibed with it and you want to let me know that, then you can give me a thumbs up. You can also comment about it. And if you haven't already, then make sure to subscribe to my channel, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.